Hey everybody, Justin White here. I am pleased to be joined by Kristin O'Neill with Open Door Lending out of Richmond, Virginia. Kristin, great to have you with us. And I'm not sure if you know this, but you were Pro Elite 140 Plus for all of 2025, and you've continued that trend so far into 2026.
Mm-hmm.
You did know that?
I did know that.
Is that a source of pride for you?
I'm just very competitive with myself by nature. So yeah, no, I think for me, like the pro rankings, like just really helps me stay on track. So I try and make sure that I'm hitting all those points every month because I know that's overall going to provide a better client experience.
All right. I want to ask you, how does being Pro Elite every single month actually translate to your business?
So a lot of ways, right? There's like the selfish ways that like, you know, I get my CYP, I use my paid search accelerator, which is amazing. But I think also just internally, like I love working with my clients, but sometimes my processes and systems is where I struggle. So this is just an easy checkpoint. Like Matt said this morning, kind of just like a cheat code. Like if you do these things, you know what I mean? You will be providing a better client experience. So just kind of reminds me like, have I sent out, you know, my client gifts, you know, all those things. So I think, you know, obviously the bar for happiness is a huge one because it's just a really easy metrics to figure out, am I providing the best possible client experience that I can? You know, are we getting our clear closes quickly? Are we getting CD out at initial? Are we doing hybrid or virtual closings? You know, and sometimes I think we're so into the day-to-day that you get so caught up that it's like, okay, we got to slow down and make sure that we are, like I said, providing a 10 out of 10 experience on every single client.
You're obviously fully bought into pro rankings now, but I want to take you back to when it first came out. Were there some hesitancies on your part at first?
Oh, 100%. I think just most brokers as a whole, like I think we're just the nature of it or kind of like to be rogue. You know what I mean? Like if I wanted to be sitting in sales meetings every week, I would be go work at a bank. You know what I mean? So yeah, of course I had hesitation. I shouldn't even say hesitation. Like I just don't do well with change when it comes to my business. In my life, by all means. And I think that's part of it too, especially, you know, as they sometimes change the metrics, it's made me a little bit more adaptable because I'm like, okay, like this wasn't how I was doing things before, but maybe it'll work. Like if they're saying it's going to work, I trust them and I believe it. And so far it has paid off pretty well for me.
What would your message be to a mortgage broker or an LO who might think that pro rankings are just about collecting points and not the business results that you were alluding to?
Yeah. So I think a lot of people have alluded to the fact that it's a game, right? And I think part of it, yes, right? Because that is what gets people bought in. Like it is like it's a game, you can see where you're at, but also it's really just a matrix of how, you know, how can I provide the best possible experience for every single client? And if I do these things, am I going to be more successful? And I think the answer is yes. You know, I've never had a client that has been upset with me for sending them a gift, right? I have never had a client upset with me that we got a really quick closing, you know, and my whole team, I think, is part of the success with it. Like my processors know, like we are going to hit ultimate submission on every single submission because all that really means is that we have a cleaner file up front. We're coming back with less conditions. You know, we're getting our CD out at initial, which ultimately just makes the experience so much better for every client. You know, talk time is, for me, I think that's for a lot of brokers is tough, the talk time with our account executives. And the one thing I would say there is look at your account executive like an extension of your team. If you're not talking to your account executive, then you are probably doing a disservice to your clients, a disservice to your community, and probably, quite frankly, leaving money on the table.
You mentioned some of the things you get access to for being Pro Elite. You've got the bonus CYP bips, you've got LO partner points, extra lock extensions, PSA or paid search accelerator, free credit reports. Can you recall a time when one of those tools made a difference for your business in terms of winning a deal, helping a referral partner, or anything like that?
Mm-hmm. I think probably, and maybe if you are not Pro Elite, I would research paid search accelerator. That is probably the biggest benefit. I am terrible at marketing. I don't post a lot on social media, but I am getting calls from clients in other parts of my state that are finding my information somewhere. I don't understand exactly how SEO works, but I know that they are finding me somewhere, and I'm assuming that is how they're finding me. Because like I said, you know, I've had clients like 3 hours away from where I live, from where I do business, from where I, you know, market, that have found me in some way. And obviously that's all thanks to PSA, I think. You know, obviously the CYP is huge. If you can, you know, give a client an extra 40 basis points, that may make or break a deal for someone. Free lock extensions is huge. Typically if somebody is delayed with closing, it's going to be by less than 7 days. You know what I mean? So being able to say, don't worry, I got you, I can cover that for you, is a huge selling point. And there's so many benefits that, to me, it's like, if I can just do these couple of easy steps to provide my clients with better pricing, a better product, a better experience, I'm going to do it.
For LOs who are still scaling their businesses and maybe not doing as much business as you, or having a slower month, why would you encourage them to keep up practices like the ultimate loan submission, chatting with their account executive, or using some of the AI tools that we have?
Yeah. So I kind of going back to what we were initially talking about with giving pushback. Like, I was one of those people who was like, why do I have to do this? And then I think it clicked. Matt talks about it a lot, like in relationship to his kids and their sports. Like, you reward the behavior, not the outcome, because if you keep doing the right things, eventually you are going to be successful. And I think that's it, right? Like, nothing in this business pays off overnight, right? You're not going to do these things for 1 month and then all of a sudden the phone's ringing off the hook. But if you're continuously, month after month, year after year, providing the best possible experience for your clients, you're going to get more referrals, you're going to do more business. Your agents are going to be happier. Like I said, have you ever had an agent or a client who's upset with a 7-day clear to close? No. So just be consistent, and it takes a while. It's not, and I think it is with per rankings, it's a little bit more difficult for somebody who's newer, just because one of the metrics is the submissions. But if you keep doing these things month after month, you will have that business easily. So I would say pro rankings, pro elite, to me, the easiest way to think about it is just like a checklist. Like, for me, it's, like I said, just an easy checklist of like, did I do all the things that I need to do to be successful? And it lays it all out for you. You don't have to think about it. Like, I know myself, and I think a lot of other loan officers, we go to conferences, we do trainings, and we're kind of like squirrels. Like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and we want to do everything, but you can't revamp your entire business overnight. But if you follow these like very easy, attainable steps, you are going to do more business. You are going to provide a better experience for your clients. So I think it just makes it really simple. Like, that's the easiest way to explain it. I wish that I had like more eloquent words for it, but it makes it foolproof, where you're going to succeed. Like, there's no way about it. You're going to be better than you were when you started.
Well, you are a pro's pro, pun intended. Thanks so much for being with us. Appreciate you, Kristin.
Thank you for having me.